but since it's your show, you want to lead it in or you want me to lead it in?
I don't give a fuck.
I mean, it don't matter. All right, you ain't ready to lead it in. You ain't ready. Fuck that. Okay.
I'll lead it in, nigga.
We'll both lead it in, and then I'll cut up which one is better, okay?
Nigga, don't matter. If you want to lead it in, you can.
All right, okay, fuck it. It's 2015. Fantasy fans, welcome to the
Network
Unplugged. We've been watching fantasy leagues for about, 10 years now. What we pretty much decided is, if you're a bitch, you play 8-man leagues, 10-man leagues, 12-man leagues. Now, I don't know if you bust a nut once or twice, maybe you're in a 14-man league. But then, there's the network.
There's the network, man. 16-man league.
So what we usually do each season is we go around America and we look for the best fantasy leagues across America. We traveled down to Jacksonville, or as they call it, Duval. And we found this league called the Network. This league started with a lot of guys. They used to play cards together, work in call centers together, but some type of camaraderie formed throughout the years, and they've been playing each and every year. And it's not really about the money. And I gotta tell you, out of all the seasons we've been doing this, they don't make the most money. They don't really have the most fun. But you know what? Whoever wins it gets the most respect.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Most respect. Now, what we're gonna do is we actually just visited their draft. I believe it was about a month and a half ago.
So it was,
shout out to the chef, and not you, not Mathis. I'm talking about the chef, Keith J.
Yeah.
That food was delicious.
Yeah.
Scrumptious.
But you know what? That Keith J didn't prepare the food. He was around there messing with somebody else's meat, but
what the hell does that mean?
Yeah, we're gonna cut that one. We're gonna cut that one on.
No, I mean the truth needs to be told. This is unplugged. I mean, damn. I mean, you know.
It was a lot of guys there. Seem to be that have done their homework. A lot of, fantasy books. A lot of folders.
But I didn't see any electronic devices. I was trying to get to the commissioner and figure out why not.
Yeah. Apparently they're against that. They don't use They don't use computers. They don't use smartphones. So it's a little different than your traditional league. Well, I guess we're gonna kick it off, man. We're gonna get right into it. Game of the week. We had Jason Washington
versus Jay Dirty, aka Power, versus
the Empire.
Hey, the Empire didn't strike back. I'm gonna just let y'all know that shit right now.
And these two guys pretty much met last year in the first round of the playoff. So week one is a little bit of a revenge factor going on here.
I believe Tupac said, "Revenge is the sweetest joy next to getting pussy."
Yeah.
So does that make Jason pussy?
Pretty much, cause he got fucked. Yeah, pretty much. It happens, and and I know you're wondering, hey, how did he defeat this guy?
I looked at I looked at Jay Dirty's team, and his kicker actually put up more than because Jay Dirty actually has C.J. Anderson.
Yeah.
So his kicker got 10. And what you're trying to tell me is his quarterback and his running back didn't outscore his kicker?
Yeah.
Not a recipe for success.
Not at all.
So we actually reached out to Jay Dirty, and it's game of the week. He won, and every week we're gonna bring in somebody who we feel is doing something in the network. So why don't we reach out to Jay Dirty and see what he feels about this?
Yeah.
Jay Dirty, it's on you. So
what's gonna be behind me? What's on my
I'll put some back. I don't know. I'll put some from Power back. I'll put some from Power. That's all I can do. I'll put some from Power back.
One of your players. We're gonna have one of your players.
Either your players. You tell us what player you want to put back, then I'll put the player back.
Give me old Percy Harvin. P. Hall.
It's your boy Jay Dirty. Team Power.
Yeah, basically, I think he thought I was soft. I think he didn't think I knew. I think he failed me at the draft. I think he thought his little Tom Brady, Dez Bryant double up was gonna take him where he needed to be.
Yeah.
But it ain't work out that way. I really felt that Peyton was gonna be stronger this year. I thought he got hurt last year. I thought the injury report didn't really tell the true story about what it was. So I figured like he had all summer. And I figured he'd come back strong. I think he had a lot to prove. I think he didn't like the way he went out on the last couple of weeks, because he really didn't, they ain't really throwing touchdowns. He really just was running. So, I think he had a little motivation. I really do believe in Tavon. I believe in the Saints. I mean, not the Saints. I believe in the Rams. I did some digging, did my homework. He really is to me, he's like the Reggie Bush for the Rams. He's a home run hitter by whatever he's spotted, which is why when I looked at my lineup this first week coming up, I really didn't put him in the lineup, because I went with true proven commodities over a possible, commodity. Bottom line, we all play fantasy. We all love fantasy. However, we do have realistic things that go along in our lives. Everybody, don't have the ability to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to hit their waiver wire. Some people got to go to work in the morning. Some people are satisfied with their team. Other people look at fantasy and say, well, you know what, hey, you got to make a choice. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be dragging ass at work tomorrow? Or are you going to stay up at 3 o'clock in the morning and hit this waiver wire? It's just really, fantasy is reality to some people, and some people, fantasy is just that. It's a fantasy. That cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Now, there are rumors circulating around the network. I mean, I don't know who heard them. You only named 2 players, but we did do a little digging, or we wouldn't be the network unplugged.
Yo.
Some people say you wanted Tyrod Taylor, but it is week 2, so maybe you're on the bandwagon.
Yeah, well, I did want Tyrod, and I thought, like I said, I think he's still going to be a dynamic player, and plus, I had my own little Percy Harvin, Tyrod double up. I ain't think nobody saw that coming, so but it didn't happen. But hey, trade winds blowing. We got that good ice brewed iced tea out there, that trade wind iced tea out there. So anything can happen, baby. It's the network. Anything can go down.
So what was the other matchup in the Beast of the East this week?
It was EA Sports is in the game versus Personification.
No, I know. I seem to not see that matchup. I saw EA Sports is in the game. I couldn't find Personification.
Yeah, it took him a little while to get going, man. As he drafted Eddie Lacy with the #1 overall pick.
Now, Eddie did okay. I mean, he got 15 fantasy points, but I mean, like we talked about earlier, I mean, how many double-digit games did he have? Because usually if you have 3 to 4 double-digit games, it almost guarantees you victory.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, he did well with my man Matty Ice. Matty Ice dropped 17, and Delaney Walker gave him 10, and also Navarro Bowman dropped 11. Yeah, exactly. That's why Andrew Luck, he came out with a solid game. He dropped 20 fantasy points. Alfred Morris dropped 12. We got James Jones that gave him 17.
Now you're talking about Tyrone. I got to speak on that for a second. Now, James Jones was fucking washing cars 2 weeks ago. And what kind of balls does it take?
He knows the system in Green Bay.
Who, Tyrone or James Jones?
Well, obviously, Tyrone knows that James Jones knows the system in Green Bay.
And now we're going to move it over to the West. What did the West brings this week?
The West Coast. Let's check out the West Coast, man. Man, what are you doing?
Tweaking.
In the Wild Wild West, we got my man Mike Abson.
Fist of Fury.
Yeah. And we got my man Rizzle, the Network Nino.
Lord Sir Thundernuts.
Okay. And then we got Mr. Goku, Keith Jones.
Super Saiyan. Now what happened in the Wild Wild West this week?
Mr. Goku, he dropped Matthew Stafford. Dropped like 15 fantasy points. You got your boy Jamal Charles. He did his thing with 15 fantasy points. We ran into Kendall Wright. He stood up pretty tall.
That seems 18. More like an aberration, though, than something that's going to happen every week.
Yeah. Well, didn't matter to Abson, because as you can see, you know what Abson does, man. In the regular season, he's going to kill it.
And if you notice, he's grabbed J.J. Watt the last 3 years. So while some people may say that's dope,
Yeah.
I gotta say, where there's dope, there's hope, because he dropped 25 this week, and goddamn it, if I was to tell you J.J. Watt, who got drafted damn near the 7th round, outperformed a motherfucker named Peyton Manning that got paid $50 for in the 1st round.
But, you know, Abson pretty much dropped the fist of fury on Goku and just laid him out.
That's that Banana Way shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Banana Way.
Yeah, the dancing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what other matchup did we have in the Wild Wild West?
NETWRK Nino versus Lord Sir Thunder Oi. You know,
That's nice.
hey, I'm not gonna really call him that, you know, but hey, you know, because he got worked, and man, when I say worked, he got worked pretty much. His players showed up. He has Ben Roethlisberger as his quarterback. He dropped 19. We see Ben Cunningham dropping 11. Keenan Allen did his thing with 16. Jimmy Jam Graham dropped 11.
It's crazy because I'm looking at his team, and we're talking about other teams who had 3 or 4 double-digit players, and they won. And here, if I'm not mistaken, he has 7.
Yeah, he has 7. 7 double digits compared to his opponent. He dropped, 5. But his opponent had a phenomenal game. As far as Jeremy Hill, dropped 18 for him, and Carlos Hyde did the same thing with 29 fantasy points. That was just phenomenal. Paul Plozlowski, whatever his name is, the Jaguar linebacker, he did his thing. Paulie P dropped 13, and you got the Jets defense for the NETWRK Nino dropping 29.
I believe once we leave the Wild Wild West, we went up north. What happened in the north?
It got nasty. It got real nasty in the north for a couple of guys. We got I Am the NETWRK in the north, Chirac Bearstards. We got Pharaoh Rich Folk, and Knockout Game Who's Next.
This division, does it have 2 or 3 former champs? Because if I'm not mistaken, it has some champions in this division.
This division actually holds 3 former champions.
Got to be the toughest division out there, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's pretty hard nosed. And Knockout Game, he did his thing for the first game, of the week. He has Russell Wilson at quarterback, as you can see. Russell dropped 16, and then we got Aqib Talib. He dropped another 13. He had a pick 6.
Okay.
That he housed.
Okay.
Can't take anything away from.
Would you say that was a game-changing moment?
Absolutely. Being with a score this close with 6 points.
That's the game.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
That's it. Let's see here. Let's check out the other game with Pharaoh Rich Folk.
Another former champion.
Yeah. Versus the Chirac Bearstards. My man MJ ended up tagging Aaron Rodgers, and it was an awesome tag. Aaron dropped 28. A-Rod went nuts and
typical
dropped 28 points. And anybody who knows MJ knows he loves Chicago.
To death. He's
going to get him a player from Chicago for sure. And he got Matt Forte, and Matt Forte dropped 22 points. Then DeAndre Hopkins did his thing. He dropped 24 points. And who else? He has another Chicago player here with Martellus Bennett.
And it almost goes back to and what I'm starting to notice from the games we've covered so far, sometimes it's an aberration, but from what I'm looking at, the person who has the most double-digit players, at least 9 times out of 10, is going to win. Because here we have Chirac Bastard. He has 4 double-digit players. And then we look at the Pharaoh. You do need to let some people go.
It's scary. Yeah.
Not let my people go. Let your people go.
Yeah. He may be dropping some guys to the wire at 3 a.m. Yeah. Now, I'm going to point out something with his team where he has LaShawn McCoy.
He took a chance.
He got him 8 fantasy points. Jonathan Stewart dropped 7 fantasy points for him. But on his bench lies a guy by the name of Dion Lewis, the New England running back that dropped 11.
Right.
But I'm not saying that he should have known to put Lewis in. I'm just pointing it out to where Lewis got more fantasy points than McCoy and Jonathan Stewart. When that happens, man, you're gonna be in for a long, long day.
So we come to the Dirty South. Now, what two teams are we looking at when we first start Dirty South? I believe, we have the bitch maker, and got him.
Got him! Marlon Jones. Shout out to Marlon Jones. He's a previous champ. He does his thing, man. He has his moments, and he ran into a fucking buzzsaw. I'm gonna tell you, when you drop 128 points and you still lose by 30 plus,
it's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, though.
Yeah.
His opponent had 128 before the 4 o'clock games even started. So when we go to the other matchup for the last matchup of this week for the Dirty South, what are we looking at here?
I believe we were looking at that was it, Animalistic and the Suicide Squad. This cat, he got lapped. He put up 77 points, and man, my man Lassane went to work. I told cats, before, after the draft, that this young man, he has a monster on
Definitely.
his hands.
Solid from top to bottom.
Yeah, he put together a fine piece of art, and man, he unleashed the beast on my man Sam. That was murder.
A former champion.
Yeah, he was hungry. My man Lassane is hungry. That's the good thing about it. It's just week 1, and he can come back and hopefully get it together next week.
Speaking of next week, okay, what we've learned is about this league is this. This is the motherfucking network. And if you ain't grabbing your balls and waking up at 3 a.m. in the motherfucking morning,
Hitting that wire,
then you ain't shit.
yeah. It's pretty much all we got for this week. We'll be catching back up with you next week. So for the network unplugged folk, man.
We the ones.
I'm cooking folk, man. Yeah.